Hello, welcome to Thursday Night Reading Sprints. It's so nice to sit down with you tonight, Kasia. It's been another week where I just seem to have been absolutely non-stop, partially because it's half term this week, so I've been on like full-time parenting versus trying to squeeze in work and stuff. I actually think it's more tiring full-time parenting than going to work.
Pretty sure it is.
But more fun, definitely, the full-time parenting. It's been a lovely week. I'm kind of sad that it's nearly finished and it's like back to normal next week. Yeah, have you had a good week?
Yeah, I mean, I've been a little bit busy. As you know, I'm still obsessed with Red, White, and Royal Blue, so I've been rewatching it every day. Uh, but
I still
yeah,
haven't watched it.
you haven't watched it. It's okay. Like, I read the book when it came out for the first time, and I already gave it like 4.5 stars or something. And I actually went back the other day to my old video, and I cringed so hard. But I remember I loved it so much, and I wanted to see my wrap up of that time, and I actually loved it so much, and so it's, I guess, not a surprise that I ended up loving the movie. And I don't know, I'm just addicted, but I guess it has to be something that you enjoy. It's not for
Well,
everybody. So
yeah, I mean, to be fair, I think I like ordered it on my Kindle when it came out, so it's probably still sitting there, like in my, Kindle library. I think I would enjoy it. I've been really enjoying rom-coms when I've got to them lately. I just haven't been doing much reading or watching anything, or it's very sad. I'm enjoying all the writing. I don't know what Kev's trying to do. You're trying to get my phone. Um, so yeah, all the writing and editing this year has just consumed all my creative energy. So I've been like writing my own stuff rather than watching or reading other people's. But hopefully over Halloween, I'm going to try and watch something scary at least.
yeah, I've been watching horror every day as well. Like, I try to watch a horror movie that I have not seen before for the most part. I did rewatch Terrifier the other day because I needed something comforting before bed.
It's so super comforting, I'm sure.
And yeah, I've been rewatching all the Saw movies, which I really enjoy. I know it's not for you. And tomorrow I'm gonna go watch Five Nights at Freddy's. I'm really excited about that one as well.
Do you know what? I feel a bit bitter about Five Nights at Freddy's because when I was trying, like when my book first came out, I think it was the first Mina book, in every category that I was in, Five Nights at Freddy's, like the books were at the top of the categories.
Ah,
I don't really know what it is, but I just know that it was like my main competition for months and months. And it
yeah,
was clearly like, it's clearly a big thing that I wasn't going to
yeah,
ever beat. So yeah, that's the only thing I know about it really. So it was, I think, was it like a computer game?
yeah. It's
And then
video games and it's books. Yeah,
yeah, so I did look into it slightly, feeling like resentful the whole time. I'm sure it's very good. I just like instantly feel irritated. I'm like, it's a movie now too. I don't have a movie, but yeah, it's
maybe,
fine.
one day, or
Yeah,
a TV show. You
I'd
never
love
know
that.
nowadays. Yeah.
I would love that. Yeah, it's all in good fun. It just is funny that that's the only thing I heard of it that just kept thwarting me on Amazon. Let's see what the comments. Oh dear, can't speak to start with. That's not a good start. Let's see what the people in the comments saying, not what the comments are saying.
Yeah.
Hi, Stephen, if you're here already. Excellent. Thank you for joining us. Hi, Sabrina. Hiya. Hello.
Hello.
Hi. I understand that
Oh
feeling,
no,
giving it now and again.
she gave up.
I mean, I really want to read that as well. That was on my pile of things I wanted to read this autumn, and the pile that I've barely touched. So yeah, I hope I'll get to that. So reading it a second time, that's a good sign. Thank you for coming on. Hi, Caroline. Kasia has
Yeah.
like a very like fluffy center.
Yeah,
It's
this is how I will explain it. Growing up, my mom was obsessed with rom-coms. That's all she would watch. And my dad watched with me movies like Alien and Terminator and all of those things. So I guess I'm like a mix of both in a way, because I would go to the movies with my mom to watch a romantic movie, and then I would go with my dad to watch a horror movie. So there's something there comforting for me about romance, but I cannot do it like all the time, only romance, because I think I will get sick and tired of it. And I think it's specific books that I really enjoy. The majority are just okay for me. So I try to be more selective with romance books, but I do occasionally watch romantic movies and read some romantic books as well.
Yeah,
Yes.
I agree. I think I do, like, in the 2000s when lots of rom-coms came out, like early
Yeah.
2000s when I was in my teens, and there was like a real heyday of them. And I did go and watch most of them and really enjoy them. But I feel like lately, like, modern romance films I've not been as
Yeah,
into. Like,
no,
there'll be the occasional one that really grabs me or that has an actor
exactly.
I really like. And I do quite like Christmas rom-coms, I have to say, at Christmas, but it's often like we rewatch the Melissa Joan Hart ones,
Oh yeah.
and then we try and find any that sound interesting or sound like they've got people
I
in that we
watch
like.
all of them. I know they're gonna be so bad, but I just watch them. And I know they're all like the same thing, cookie cutter, and they're all like the whole movie, they just give each other like one kiss at the very end that it looks very innocent. Like the
Yeah,
Hallmark movies, you know what I mean? Like, but I watch them during Christmas because it's just comfort. I don't even have to think, it's just like there.
I quite like
Yeah.
watching them while I do something else, like while I
Yeah.
write Christmas cards or while I decorate the tree or while I'm sewing or something like that. I do. I try and watch lots, and I'm hoping that over Christmas I shouldn't be as like chronically scheduled as I am now. I think I stole that from Clueless or something, chronically scheduled, but it does apply to the situation. Yeah, I think I do have some work on in December, but not as intense as it's been lately. So I'm hoping for many Christmas films. Hi, Paul. Hello.
Mm.
At Home with the Horrors. That sounds interesting. I've just got one that you two might like.
Oh,
And I've
which
been
one?
on the title of it, a Christmas horror anthology, or I think it's like Winter
Oh,
Solstice.
yeah, it's the one that I think Ellen Datlow edited that one, most
With
probably.
Yeah, possibly with Stephen Graham Jones has a story in it.
Yeah, it's white and red and yeah.
Yeah, yeah. That just arrived today. I don't know whether it just came out and I pre-ordered it or whether I've ordered it and it's a few days ago and it's come. I just can't remember at this point. And also what's it called? 12 Days of Murder, I think is it called? Andrina Cordani's new book, who
Oh,
wrote
yeah.
YA before, and this is her adult debut. That came out today. Um, and that just arrived too. So I'm excited about the Christmas spooky reading as well as the watching cheesy stuff. Okay, video game, then a comic, then a graphic
Perfect.
novel, then a
Yeah.
movie. And the question is which one? Now that I've kind of grown out of my resentment and I've moved on from it, like, what do you start with? Like, do you?
It's
I don't think I've
I
got
think
time.
it was video games.
Yeah, I don't
I
think I've
think
got time to play a video game. Maybe I'll try a comic's a good like condensed version of a video game, isn't it?
I do play a horror video games, so yeah, I like them.
Yeah, I do. It's just the time thing at the moment. Like, I get
Yeah.
a bit too hooked and I need like a couple of hours a day fixed, and I just don't have a couple of spare hours a day at the moment. So I do want to finish Last of Us 2. I don't know whether
Mm.
have you played Last of Us games?
Yeah, love them. Also love
So
the show. Yeah.
yeah, I mean, I haven't watched the show because there's a particular bit in the second game, which I'm sure you know what I mean, about maybe 10% into the game where something
Mm.
happens and I
Mhm.
just threw my remote down in disgust and went, I'm not playing this game. I fallen out with it and I did play on a little bit past that, but I really struggled with a thing that happened in the
Yeah.
storyline. And I'm guessing there's a good reason for it, but honestly, it's like that Game of Thrones feeling all over again. Like, you know that they're doing it for a reason, but it's just
Yeah.
sometimes super annoying. So yeah, sorry, coded talk over. I'm sure if you've played the game, you know what I'm talking about. But um, that sounds
Okay.
nice. I haven't heard of that. That sounds really interesting. I love that title, Woods or Black. Sounds like it's going to be sort of lost in the woods scenario. Me too. I feel like murder
Mm.
mysteries, like, the closed room type thing where it's a storm and nobody can get out and somebody gets murdered. I like that. Oh, I didn't realize you're only in your mid.
Oh.
I didn't mean that in a patronizing way. I was like, oh, I could do with an extra 15 years back. Um, that sounds an absolutely lovely way to spend your birthday. Right. I think it might be time to talk about what we're going to read and do, Kasha, and then jump onto the first sprint. So, what are you planning to read?
So I think I'm gonna mix it up. I think on the first sprint I'm gonna read Dark Harvest.
Oh,
Um,
yes.
yeah, it's by Norman Patridge, and I started it the other day on your sprint. And I want to read it because it was on my list anyways, and the movie just came out, and I want to watch the movie, but the book is not too big. I mean, it's not too chunky, and I'm like, I might as well just read the book first, and then
Yeah,
watch
that
the
sounds like a good
movie.
idea.
So yeah, but it has a pumpkin here. You can see it's
Yeah,
really
it's very
cute.
cute. I mean,
Yes,
it's terrifying, but I
no,
see
it's
cute.
cute.
There was although saying that we went to like a family friendly farm day the other day, me and Nathan, and there was a figure more than life size, I'd say like 7 feet tall, that looked just like that. And he was absolutely terrified of it, but also really fascinated. And it was like a really good big animatronic figure, and it looked like it was a human, but obviously wasn't. And he just kept going close to it and like touching it and then running away.
Oh,
I need to show Kev the video actually; it was really funny. But it just made me think of that book cover, and I thought, oh god, like that's proper nightmare material. And I've just inadvertently taken to him to
well,
like a gentle farm day, and there was this like spooky walk, and at the end of it, there was this massive figure. Like, and the other stuff was cute, spooky, but that was terrifying, spooky. Um, so yeah, hopefully not too terrifying. That sounds good and sounds like a very productive use of your time. So, I'm working on a thing that my agent has said is basically nearly ready to do with what we need to. Sorry, I'm talking in code because I don't want to I don't tend to talk about projects when I'm working on them. So I've just got a few edits to do on that. So I'm jumping off Mina and the cool edits to edit something else, but hopefully it'll literally be a one night and done job. So I'm going to be working on something a bit different tonight.
hmm,
But that's so many good titles tonight. Like everybody's on
yeah.
their title game. Once a monster. Okay. That sounds also very productive. These people are remembering to do reviews. We authors thank you for that. It makes such a difference. Like you don't know how much like publishers will look at how many reviews you've got, and for the readers and for Amazon visibility and Waterstone's visibility, it's really helpful. So thank you on behalf of all the authors that you are reviewing for. So I think it's time for a sprint. We will do a 40-minute sprint,
Yep.
chat, 40 minutes, chat, 30 minutes. If you're tired at any point, Kasha, please go. I know you normally stay to the bitter end, but if you get to
Yes,
any point where you're
I'll
an hour
sacrifice.
ahead, yeah, I
Yeah.
mean, if you're an hour ahead, so if it's anybody can jump off at any time, but if you do get to the point where you're falling asleep, then let me know and I'll wrap it up on my own. So I've marked where we're up to in the comments. I'm going to pop the timer on. The timer says 25 minutes, so I'm just going to change it to 40. And then we will see you on the other side. Hello.
Mm,
I can't believe that sprint is over already. That 40 minutes went by so fast.
I
But
know.
I think I managed to get most of the things that my agent wanted done in that sprint.
Ooh.
So I'm quite surprised at myself. There's one scene that she thought was unclear, and a couple of like typo things. And the unclear scene, I think I've just added a couple of lines and fixed it, hopefully. So I'm going to fire that back in the next sprint. So that's good. I thought that might take me all night, and it's taken me 40 minutes. So this is the power of the sprint. Keeps me focused. How did your reading go of Dark Harvest?
Good. I made it. I mean, it's a short book. I'm already in page 110, so already here. And I really enjoy it. I like the writing style. I like the whole kind of story about this town and the October boy who is this one. And he comes out one night in Halloween, and they play kind of like a game where the boys in town have to go against him and stuff like that. I don't want to give too much away, but it's based on 1963,
Okay.
and I really like all of that. I think just my only issue with it is that there's a lot of characters and the POV changes without a warning. There is no character names or
Oh,
chapters really splitting things, so sometimes it can get a little bit blurry and confusing, especially at the beginning where you're not familiar with everyone in town and all the kids or whatever. So that would be my only thing that I struggle with at the beginning. I think it's better now, but it was something that I was like, oh, I don't know, because when you change so much, then I'm confused, you know.
yeah, I do struggle with that multiple narrators unless it's done really, really well. Catherine Foxfield in Good Girls Die First, I think it had like 10 narrators, and for some reason, not oh no, 10 characters, and then so many narrators. And I just found I could follow it because Catherine really signposted who was talking and kind of gave
Yeah.
each character a hook. And I think otherwise I get really lost. I didn't find names particularly easy to learn in my life, so I think character names just aren't the thing. Right, let's jump to the comments. Oh, Andrea says that
Yeah.
your stream is starting to freeze, Kasha. It
Yeah.
is a little bit jumpy for me too.
Maybe
I
it's
don't know.
because of the share, but just go to Amy's if you're in my channel. Maybe Amy's is more stable because mine is the one that is being shared. So,
Yeah, I mean, it's a little frozen for me, so I don't know whether it's something
uh,
that's across both of them. But I can hear you fine. You're kind of jumping a little bit, like I think as you move, it kind of moves a little bit later.
oh, I see what you mean.
But yeah, I think we've had that before, haven't we? And it tends to resolve itself. So hopefully, oh, that was
Yeah.
the one I just had. But the audio is fine, so that's good for people
Okay, at
listening.
least something.
Oh, thank you for joining.
Oh, Midnight Club.
Yeah, see, I haven't read that because
Mm,
I've heard it's sort of, I don't know whether it's sad or whether it's just based on a sad premise of where the kids are, and the
yeah, I
fact
would
that
say it's more sad than horror.
yeah, and that's not the right
Definitely.
balance for me. So yeah, I can't comment on that one because I haven't
Mm,
read it because it kind of didn't sound like my thing. But I'm sorry you're struggling with it. I hope it picks up for you.
mm,
Oh, that's so good. Which one was? Oh, so you're on Secret Society for Regular Witches, I think you
yeah,
said.
yeah,
I really need to read it. I've been looking
nice.
for more cozy books. You just make you want to read it, Sharon. It's not on my TBR. I could do with reading like two books in the next week because I'm doing an event with some authors and I need to finish their books.
Yeah.
Oh, I love Fan Family. That's so good. Okay, I'm going to give that to myself like as a treat when I've got all of the work done that I'm doing at the moment. So you're going to carry on, Kasha, with the same book in the next sprint?
I think I'm gonna change, just to keep you motivated. I went through all of my YA books the other day because I made a video
Okay.
on all my YA books, and I was like, "Oh, I forgot I had to read this one and look at that one." And it's such a struggle when you really look through your bookshelves and you're like, "Oh, damn, that book I bought like years ago. What's going on?" You get reminded, and it's like, "Oh
Yeah,
God."
I have this with the books that if I get sent a book a little bit early, like I used to be really good at like instantly reading it so I could read it before publication. And so many on my
Yeah,
shelf this year that I've just not managed to read before publication. So I think I'm going to try and clear the decks of those by the end of the year, like books I said I would read in 2023. And
yeah.
there's one coming fairly soon that I've said I'll read pretty quickly because it's a blurb request. So I think
Mm.
when that comes, I'll have to drop everything as well. So yeah, my reading's been weird for that reason this year. That stuff happened like that, where like things come in that I wasn't expecting. And also I know that Cynthia's new book's coming out in January.
Yes, I have it pre-ordered. Yes, yes, yes,
Yeah,
yes.
and Scholastic normally send me an early one, so I'm hoping that in the next month or so I might get that. So again, books like that will arrive, and I'll just stop reading everything else and read them. Like with Andrina's book today, I was like, "Oh, it's October, but I'm looking at this
Mhm.
Christmas book, and I really want to read
Yeah.
it."
That's fair. So for the next print, I'm gonna be reading. I'm trying to catch up with Yalk books, so I'm gonna
Yay!
be reading Wise Creatures by Deidre Sullivan.
Awesome.
I really liked her other book. I think it was. I mean, this witch's book. I just forgot. I saw it today. I don't think
Oh,
it's
is it?
perfectly preventable death. No, it wasn't.
Yes,
Was
yeah,
it?
yeah. That
Yes.
I think that's right. Yeah, Perfectly Parental
Yeah.
Death, and there's another one. Is it Precious Catastrophe? The
Yeah,
next one.
that's the second book. Yeah, yeah. And I really like the way she makes characters and the way that it was kind of like a witch story, but it felt so real. Like it felt so grounded in reality. And the sisters, I thought it was just so well done and written. So I'm really excited to dive into this one, because there's something that was said, I think, on the synopsis that it's not the huntings that don't start in houses; it starts with people. And I'm like, yes, please. So I don't know if there's some sort of person that is hunted or a house, but I'm excited. Yeah, it says huntings begin with people. So
Oh, that's a really good tagline.
yes, it
I've read
is.
the others. I have. I feel like I might even have multiple copies of the others. Like when you pre-order it and then you end up picking it up in a
Hmm.
shop. I probably need to clear my shelves because it's ridiculous. But yeah, I definitely own both of the first two. I haven't got the new one yet. I need to read them.
Yeah,
Because
I only
everyone
read the first one, but I really loved it. So
are those two connected then, but this one isn't.
I think those two are connected, and this one is separate. That's what I
Okay,
think. I'm not sure. I
yeah.
think so.
I might go back then and read the others first. I quite like to do stuff in publication order, even if it's not connected.
Hmm. I get it. Yeah. The Midnight Club. It's not. I also was expecting more horror than it is. I would recommend you to watch the show because it has a lot more horror than the book does. Sadly, Netflix canceled it, which is one of the reasons why Mike Flanagan is not going to do Netflix anymore after the House of Usher thing. But the show is more horror. The book, I understand if people are disappointed because it doesn't really have much horror in it at all.
I
So,
think it's another one of those cases where it was written back in the day as well. So like when people read the
yeah.
film books and they try and compare them to the TV show, I think that they were written with a really specific, narrow focus. I think those books, like the authors had to get to certain word counts and hit certain
Mm,
beats sometimes. So yeah, I think it's kind of hard to compare them to modern way horror. I don't think it's gonna, or
yeah.
some of it does, but some of it doesn't land in the same way.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's true.
I had this too. So they did a really clever like
Mm.
promo thing where they send out the Drift paperbacks,
Oh.
and then I think it's just been or about to be released in paperback. And then if you post about it, you get an arc. I need to actually do my post. So
Ah.
thank you for reminding me, Sharon. You get an arc of the new one. So
Yeah, I read
Sharon,
all her books. I bought The Drift when it came out in hardcover. I have all her books in hardcover. I really enjoy them. The TV show just came out of The Burning Girls,
yes, I
and I
saw
really
that.
want to watch it. Yeah, I really want to watch it. Yeah.
Me too, because I think that's one of my favorites of hers. I really loved that. I really loved The Chalk Man. The only one I've not read is one about a child abduction,
That's my
unsurprisingly.
favorite one.
I started and it was just
Yeah,
too much, and I
I
was like, no,
understand.
I can't. Even though it's
That
CJ
was my
two,
favorite. That was my
yeah.
favorite.
When I think when my child is like maybe an adult, I'll go back and read all these books I've missed. But for now, it's like too close to home. Yeah,
Yeah.
I do the same. I'm
Yeah.
definitely a DNF for now, and in fact, I'm quite brutal. Like sometimes I just pick it up and read a chapter or two, and then I sometimes keep those books. Like if I think I'll come back
Mm.
to them, but I
I mean, it's not
definitely
too long, so maybe you can get through, but DNF it if you don't like it. But
yeah,
yeah.
definitely. Yeah, this is what
Yeah.
happens to her, and I subscribed to
Mm.
Paramount just to watch something, and like 6 months later, we're still subscribed because they keep putting really good stuff on there. And I still haven't finished Yellow Jacket, so until we've
Yeah.
watched
Yeah.
that, and the new Scream, I think, has just gone on there, although I've seen it. So
Yeah.
yeah, they're really good at kind of keeping hold of you.
There is a British show we're currently watching called Bodies on Netflix. It's a limited series, And it's basically in different time periods. You are in the 1800s, in 1941, 60 something, I think, and no, 2023, and then somewhere in the future, 2053. And in every year, there is the same body that is discovered dead in the same street, and it's the
Oh,
same
that's creepy.
person, naked, with the same markings. Everything is the same, and you follow the detectives from different timelines trying to solve it. And at some point, probably realizing that this body has been discovered before in other years. So it's quite interesting.
When you said that, it sent chills over my whole body. So I'm going to have to watch that because it
Yeah.
reminds me. Was there something? I feel like there's a Buffy episode a bit like that,
Hmm, maybe.
like where, oh God, I can't remember now. It's so long since I watched. There's particular seasons that I haven't watched that much as much as others. I feel like there's one where she thought she'd killed somebody and she hadn't. Like something was messing with her head. I don't know. It just reminded me of it when you're describing it. But
Yeah.
things like that always creeps me out. Like things that span a lot of times and there's something insidious, obviously, that's
Yeah, but
going
it's
to
they've done
be.
it really clever because sometimes they split the screen and you see the detectives, investigating something similar at the same time, or things are kind of parallel, and I think it's quite interesting. So yeah, and it's a limited series, so you don't have to wait for more seasons or we're in the middle now, so but I'm still enjoying it. Yeah.
That sounds really good. I haven't got Netflix at the minute, but there's loads of stuff on there I want to watch. So I think at some point I'm going to have to get it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I haven't heard about it, but I've already been won over about what I just said, just like was enough. Um, Excellent. I think it's probably time to go to another sprint. So you enjoy your next book. I'm going to do boring admin things in this one because I need to now send back the edits. Be gone.
Yeah.
Hopefully, my agent will understand the bit where I made no sense, or little sense. Um, and then I've got another invoicing thing to do. Like, is there anything less exciting than invoice? I don't know. Maybe the money that you're going to hopefully get
Yeah.
when you are promptly paid is a good thing. But luckily, Kev does my invoices. But
I hate doing taxes. I hate it. Also
again,
because I have to do
right?
everything online, but it's
Yeah.
everything is in Dutch. And I don't
Oh,
really speak much Dutch, but I manage somehow.
yeah.
I it seems to be correct and stuff, like, so but I hate it.
Yeah, see, married to an accountant, so luckily he does mine,
Uh,
but not in Dutch. I don't feel that we'd succeed.
I only
But
got the yearly ones done by somebody else because those are more serious, but the quarterly ones I do myself. I
yeah,
don't like it, but it has to be done.
yeah. So I'm going to sit frowning while I do paperwork
Okay.
things in the next sprint because I'd rather be doing the actual writing than the paperwork linked to the writing. So yeah, I'm going to be doing that. Let us know in the comments what you are getting up to. So Kasha might look like she's having more fun than me. Reading, and I will do some of boring admin. I might do some writing in the last one, so I'll probably look a bit happier. So we'll do another 40 minutes and then we will see you on the other side. Hello, everyone. Hope you all had a good sprint. I managed to get my email to my agent done and do a few more edits and Mina and the Colts. That was good. Productive. I feel like in that last sprint now I'm going to have to pack because we're going to MCM Comic Con this weekend. I'm doing a panel with lots of Taste of Darkness contributors. That'll be really cool. Kevin, if you're happy being on camera, you look up. He's wearing his Christmas pajamas, everyone. I'll just point that out now if you can't already see. Luckily, he's and his they aren't sunglasses; they're blue blocking glasses, just to make him look extra interesting. So I think I'm gonna have to get on with some tasks in the next sprint. Kasha, how did your sprint go?
Good. I read 46 pages,
Nice.
and I'm in love with it so far. Like the writing is just
Remind me which one is the second one
mm,
you picked up?
as wise creatures.
Oh yes, Did Sullivan's new one.
Yes. Like she has such a beautiful way of writing things, and I love the structure of this book is a little bit different, and the names of the chapters or the sections, because they're not really chapters, are great. It's like things that almost touch you in the night, a thing that will not die, questions you can't answer. Like these titles are amazing.
Would you
Things that
recommend
never
reading?
got the chance to die.
Oh, that's creepy.
I love
Um,
it.
would you recommend reading that one or the other ones first?
um well, not sure yet because I haven't, I'm only like 50 pages in or so. I really like Perfectly Preventable Deaths. I think if you're looking for something witchy, then maybe that one. I still have not read the second one, but this one, like the writing is just so good. Like I was counting on it, and she has a way of really pulling you into the story, like to really get to know the characters really well. And I'm really loving it. This one sounds like there's some sort of twist that's gonna be revealed at some point. Like something's going on with these girls, something related to their past, something that happened to them, but you don't know exactly 100% what. And yeah, I'm really loving this one. So I mean, if this one is ends up being as good as the beginning is, then maybe this one, because it's a standalone, I think. So then you
Yeah,
only have to read one, and it's new. So yeah,
it might be one that I pick up at Yalk because I'm going to try and get, if I don't own the books, I'll probably just buy them there by
yeah,
that
that's what I'm
point.
gonna do. Yeah,
Yeah, I
yeah,
think rather than buying stuff to take with me like I've sometimes done, unless I already own it, I'll take it. There's lots of authors I want to meet. I don't know how I'm going to fit it all in because I'm quite busy. I've got a signing on the Saturday and then a signing and two events on the Sunday. So I think
nice.
I'm going to be pretty busy. But yeah, hopefully I can meet some cool authors in between as well. I don't know whether on the Sunday it's a bit easier because I'll be in the green room, so I should be able to like grab people like I did last year. But in the Saturday, I'm gonna have to just get in the queues and try and
Yeah,
fit.
I think
Find
I'm
it.
not so stressed this year. Like, I want to meet people, but I feel like they're not too big names or anything. So I think I should be able to.
Yeah, I
Um,
think like Alice Oseman, you really wanted to meet last year, and
yes,
like, it was knowing how big that queue would be and stuff like that. So I
yes,
think
I run for my life. That
yeah, you've got that done. So
I literally run for my life up the stairs. So yeah, I think I got number 47 already, and I was one of the first like 20 people. So that's because I think people got numbers before me.
yeah, it
Like you
opens.
guys got numbers and everything.
Yeah, I think if you're appearing there or you have a stall, you can go in a little bit early. So
Yeah,
I know that I managed to get a couple of proofs last year before it
yeah.
opened. So I think people probably did just go straight and like get in those queues.
Yeah, but her queue was ridiculous. I think she stayed longer as well because it was ridiculous. It was just
Try
so
and get
big.
through everybody. I know. Is it Holly Jackson's there on the Saturday? I ever feel like her queue might be really big, but I'm signing at a
Yeah,
similar
probably.
time, so I'm hoping I might be able to like slide her a book and say, "Can you sign this while I'm here?"
Yeah,
Um,
I do want to get to her, but I will see. I mean,
I
if
don't
I
know.
can.
Was it
Hmm?
tickets last year? Like, was it raffle tickets to?
Yeah, it's like these little tickets with a number. So basically, you run up the stairs. I don't know how they're gonna do it this year because the reason they waited is because they were renovating the building.
Hmm.
So I have no clue exactly how it's gonna look.
Yeah,
Uh,
I don't know.
but there's always, I think, upstairs because Yalki's always been upstairs, anyways. So I remember everybody was waiting downstairs, and then they open, and then you run, and then you have to look for the names. It's kind of like the Comic Con. You have to look for the names that you
Mhm.
want. People are on the tables, and they give you these tickets with a number, and then you just go to the table when they call your number, basically.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't do it as much last year because again, I was really busy. If there's anybody you really want and Kev manages to get a ticket, just let me know because I can pass it on because he won't be using them, but I will.
Yeah. I mean, I'll
um,
be going early and queue like I did
yeah,
last year. Normally, I go minimum 1 hour before they open,
yeah,
and I just sit down and read a book until they open, and then try to get as low numbers as I can, just to be on
yeah.
the safe side. Yeah,
That's what I've done in past years. When I was like going as a blogger, before I like was kind of already in there.
yeah,
And yeah, you tend to be fine with the out because people are all going. So even if there's people in front of you in the queue, they're all going to different places, so it kind of spreads it
yeah,
out. Well,
yeah,
excellent. I'm very excited. I'm excited about catching up as well because it'll have been over a year, won't it, since I've seen you in
yes,
real life because of the out being a little bit later. So it's about how dolls are created.
nice.
Yeah, I mean, I think I would be going. I don't know whether it was like the horror side of it, what you were watching, but I think I would be like straight away going to horror side, like looking at dolls. I think that generally I find them creepy as much as anything. Oh, books about living dolls or evil dolls. Frozen Charlotte is about evil dolls. If you want to read a YA horror, can you think of any, Kasha?
Mm,
Oh, and
not
Catherine Fox's
really.
story in the A Taste of Darkness horror anthology has
Yes,
a very creepy doll in it.
I
Very
like
good.
creepy doll stories. I mean, Child's Play is one of my favorite franchises. I mean, the first movies. After that, we kind of went a little bit wild,
Mm.
but yeah, I don't know if I've read many books about creepy dolls. Mostly it's like mannequins or puppets, like not really dolls. Or I haven't
Yeah,
read many.
it was
Yeah.
puppets in How to Sell a Haunted House, wasn't it? Kind of a doll vibe, I
Yes.
feel, with those.
Yeah.
I didn't get far enough in it to know what they actually started doing, but they were pretty creepy
Yeah.
even before they started doing the weird haunted stuff. Let's see. Yeah,
Nice.
I mean, I think if you're reading that slowly at that point. Okay, that's good if
Mm.
you found something that you like, although, yeah, if prepare yourself if it's going to be a difficult read. Excellent. Oh,
Nice.
I've been so bad. I really wanted to read Scream Repeat this month. It's a middle grade horror
Um,
anthology. It sounds amazing. It's got some way authors and like Kat Ellis and then uh,
uh,
Jennifer Killick who put it together. It sounds so good, but I haven't managed to pick it up yet. Oh, that's cool.
uh, yes.
I don't. I think that is a Poe that I haven't read. Like I've read. I'm quite patchy with the Poe. Like I've read quite a bit and really liked it, but I don't think I've read that. I love Josh Brolin.
Ah,
Okay, that's all I needed to hear. Like
Jeff Brolin.
range, Josh Brolin. Okay, have something to add to our endless list. There's a creepy doll story in Read Screen Repeat. Excellent. Okay.
Nice. Oh yeah, I have a middle grade one that is about a doll. Give me a second, I'll grab it.
Yeah, I do. I
It's
like
this
dolls.
one. Uh,
You're
it's
skipping a little bit, just so
Fright.
the suspense is like unreal here because you've just
Yeah.
frozen it. You're like reaching to get it.
Oh, is Fright Bill Don't Let the Doll In?
Okay.
Is a middle grade. And these are very short by Scholastic as well as by Mike Ford. I thought it was cute. It's also about a creepy doll.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that looks very Goosebumps actually, from what I can
Yeah.
see.
Yeah.
Leaning into Goosebumps vibes. That's awesome. Oh, do you know what? I was just trying to remember the name of
Uh
them. Thank you, Sharon. I really need to read some Rachel Harrison. I think I own a couple of her books, and they all sound really good. Have you read any, Kasha?
I think not, but I've seen many around.
Yeah, because like Such Sharp Teeth sounds really good,
Yeah.
and she wrote Cackle, which I think is more cozy witch stuff. But I think
Yeah.
Teeth is meant to be a little bit darker, the werewolf one.
Yeah, I saw Bad Dolls the other day at the bookstore and I nearly grabbed it because it was the hardcover edition and it's really cute. But I didn't grab it because I don't know if I'm gonna love it. Because
Yeah,
I haven't read anything by her, so I'm like, oh, I
it's
don't
hard to
know if
know,
I
isn't
should.
it? Like
Yeah.
which to start with. I have Cackle just because I was picking up, like, I went through a bit of a witchy book phase and grabbed that one. So I think I'm going to try that one first and then go from there. I think I maybe have one other one as well. Okay, that's good. So
Mm,
yeah,
better.
that's great. I struggle with going too deep into emotions, so you're a better person than me. That's awesome if that's working for you.
Yeah.
Yes, agreed. Yeah, we read that in January. I can't believe it's
Yeah.
like nearly a year ago. I've started
Now we
thinking
can
about
go to the
books.
prequel.
Yeah, well, do you know what? That actually might be a good one to add for next year. I've been starting to think about books that we might want to read, and
Mm.
actually, yeah, maybe do I put it into the? I was going to do like ones with sort of wintry vibes next month as well. I
Mm.
might add that to the list because there's a couple of books. Ravina Guron's new book is like a wintry one, and there's one called
Mm.
"You Better Watch Out," coming from Scholastic, which is like a wintry horror too. So I think I'm going to have quite a wintry theme going on again. So yeah,
That's
I'll
nice.
add that to the list. Excellent. I think it was you, Sharon, that I saw had read those two and may want to read them. I think it might be such short teeth that I have my Kindle, but I definitely have a physical copy of Cackle. Okay, so I'm going to turn my camera off at points of this because I'm going to go and finish packing because I have not done very well. I've kind of got the stuff out, but it's all over my living room. I don't know. Have I shown you my bag, Kasha? This is my
Oh yeah, I've seen that one on pictures. It's so
winter
cute.
bag. I'm just packing it with all the stuff I need.
Oh, I've
I
seen
didn't
the
realize.
backpack that you have, a backpack from a company that I
Yeah.
have. I have Jason from that company, if you
Oh
know that.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, Loungefly one. They brought
Yeah.
out a new trick or treat one that I really want as well, but I went for the handbag
Oh,
this time just because
yeah.
it's a bit different. I've got a few of the backpacks, and I like the fact that the handbag is just a different thing because I quite like having something right there. If I'm particularly to take to events, it's quite nice to have a little
Yeah.
handbag to kind of stick by my feet. Honestly, I love it so
Yeah.
much. I didn't even
It's
realize
really
it did this
beautiful.
when I bought it. I thought it
Yeah.
was like a lift the flap. I didn't realize that it actually attaches at the back as well.
Yeah. I
Bag,
love that.
you get like a whole new handbag, and it's got two. I did wonder why it had two zips, and it makes sense because it's so you can get into the two parts of the bag. Their stuff is expensive, but I managed to get it
Mm.
for a good deal, that one, so it was worth treating myself. Food and Planet sometimes have deals on stuff like that. Okay, so let's go to the last sprint. We're going to do 30 minutes
Yes.
for this one, and I'm going to be all over the place. So if I vanish, and also this is the time where little boy usually wakes up, so I may be running upstairs. I'm all over the place. So have you decided? Are you going to carry on with the Deirdre Sullivan book in this
Yeah,
one?
I think so. Because I'm really into it right now. So I think it's best if I just keep going and see.
Yeah, I
Yeah, I
see.
also love the cover. Like when I saw this cover, I'm like, it's so pretty.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
maybe
that's
it's
the
gonna be a
first.
5 star. We'll see.
Ooh, I hope so.
Ooh.
It's the first on my I think I'm going to buy it at Yelp list so far. So okay, let's do 30 minutes, and we'll see you soon. Hello.
Hello.
That's it. The last sprint. How'd it go, Kasha?
Good. I read like 30 more pages, and still really enjoying it. So we'll see.
Excellent. How long is it? Like a few hundred pages?
Uh, hmm. Uh, 380 or something.
Oh, so you're a good chunk through it already.
Yeah. Well, I'm in page 86, so I still have a lot to go. It feels like still a long chunk to go.
Yeah,
But yeah.
I've nearly finished this one. I know you've read this.
Oh,
Um,
yes.
Still forming opinions on it. Like
Hmm.
I've got quite a few thoughts. I like it, but I feel the same that I quite often do when I'm reading haunted house books. Like there's something I'm missing, and I don't know if it's me or if it's what I'm
Hmm.
reading. Um, yeah, it's one of those. I think I need to finish it to form a full judgment. But yeah,
Yeah, I just didn't vibe with the love triangle thing. It was not for me.
yeah, I think in general, romance is like it's good if it has a really good purpose that is entwined to the
Mm,
plot, and heightens the emotions of what's happening.
yeah. Yeah.
So comments are jumping around, so if I'm missing anything, I do apologise. Ah, I'm glad you like it. I'm gonna have to look that one up. It sounds really interesting.
Mm.
Ooh, I haven't heard of that. Oh, thank goodness. Yeah, I think translated works are amazing, aren't they? To give you insights
Mm.
into authors and other cultures that we just wouldn't have access to. Oh, that's so
Oh,
good. I forgot which one Effie is reading because you jumped.
yeah, we DNF'd Christopher Pike.
Yeah, you jumped book, and I can't remember. I'm just trying to scroll back. I can't find the name of it. As usual, the comments as new ones are coming, it's like bumping the old ones off.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm glad you're enjoying it anyway, and that you have recovered from the DNF.
Yeah.
Quickly moving into another book. That's great. I think it's a good time to stop. I can feel myself getting tired and incoherent, but as always, thank you for coming on, Kasha. Thank you, people in the
Thank
comments. It's
you.
been lovely. I feel like I've done some dull things tonight, but productive, and I've done some
Had to be
nice.
done.
Yeah, invoices and emails are like the bread and butter, aren't they, of the freelance worker? So
Mm,
they are done, and a bit of the creative stuff too. So thank you.
ah, there it is.
And
The name.
I'm going to be in London this weekend, so hopefully I might see some people at MCM, and then at Yalk we're going to see each other in a few weeks. So I
Yes.
will
Time
catch up.
flies.
Yes, it does. This is where we talk things out. Cool. So that's the one that's grabbing your attention. Thanks, Sharon. No, I have not. I wrote it down, but I have been so bad with buying books. I do need to. It sounds really good. Thank you. Um, I can't remember when my next sprints are. Kev, can you remember when my next sprints are? He's just about asleep next to me. Kev thinks Monday, so check out. Yes, I'm doing a live fictional hangover and with some Taste of Darkness contributors. If anybody's interested in watching that, I think they're streaming onto their YouTube. But if you're interested, check out Fictional Hangovers social media, and they will tell you. I think it's going to be so much fun. I've been to
Yes.
every single one as either a reader or as an author, and they are great. Thank you. Right, everyone, and I hope I'll see some of
Thanks.
you at sprints next week. Bye.